Global Rights organized a national convention of the Federation of Nigerian Mining Host Communities in order to strengthen and safeguard mining host communities in Nigeria and tackle issues affecting them. The program manager of Global Rights, Edosa Oviawe, during the convention said the organization is trying to see how the interests of the host communities can be protected as the issue of natural resource governance is becoming a global interest.
The issues of natural resource governance is increasingly becoming something of global interest, seeing the fact that over the years, as a people, we're beginning to realize the fact that sometimes what we do is robbing Peter to pay Paul. That is the essence of trying to, in the attempt to explore natural resources of course, for revenue and the rest, we end up putting people's lives in those communities at risk. We end up exposing them to vulnerability. As a matter of fact, one of the key things now that is coming up is the fact that we tend to forget the fact that water itself is natural resource, and so what we see continually now is we mining other solid minerals at the detriment of the water itself, because we mine these minerals, put this industrial waste back into the rivers, into the waters, and then we are losing water, which is the key natural resource.
Dr. Garba Dauda, the keynote speaker, has called on various groups at all levels to invite aspirants to tell them their agenda for the nation in different sectors.
For every sector, we need to get all the aspirants to sit down and tell us the programs they have for us as a country. And I also think that, unlike the earlier approach where you virtually have to wait for the contestants to tell you what they want to do, the various groups, whether at the community level, at the professional level, should be the ones that will be setting the agenda by inviting them to tell them, to ask them, what do you have in this area? Let those, for instance, it won't be bad if Nigeria Union of Journalists invites the contestant and asks them, what is it that you have for the country? Nigeria Union of Teachers, calling them to say, what are the plans for education? Can we have the National Economic Summit Group asking them, what are the economic plans? So we shouldn't allow these guys to rest, because we've been taken for a ride in the past. Now it is the turn of the citizens and professional groups to actually get our contestants, including even the health workers. Get the contestants to tell us what are the health plans.
He also applauded the Ministry of Mines and Steel for its effort to formalize cooperative in the sector.
In the course of mining what belongs to them, you can only say that they are not registered. But for me, irrespective of the semantics, the fact remains that somebody has to be licensed to do the work that it is doing. Somebody also has to pay for, as maybe levy or tax for whatever it is mining, so that there will be opportunity to regulate the process. If it becomes an all-person, all-commerce affair, the opportunity to regulate will be difficult. That's where I also cherish what the Ministry of Mines and Steel Development is doing about formalization of cooperatives, so that people will be doing all this. Because what is happening now, there's so much that is happening in terms of environmental degradation, and you just got people who are using shovels and holes and diggers. With a phone call, there is XYZ in this area, they rush to that area, they destroy the area. Another phone call, they move to another area. But if they are organized into cooperatives, they will be the better protectors of the environment, and including the opportunity of also getting them trained to mine responsibly.
Dr. Titilope Olaifa, the Executive Director, Stephanie Peace Building and Development Foundation, said miners do not consider the effect of their activities on the host community, which affect the community directly.
Many miners do not really think the affairs of the communities are important. And that has been the major problem that we have been facing. Because the regulatory law says miners should sign a community development agreement with the host communities. But most of the time we discover that where these community development agreements are even signed, let's say they were signed, they are never implemented to the letter. But most of the time, what you find out is that the CDAs are not signed. And this is because the community, the host communities, are not empowered. They are not empowered to know their rights and to know the obligations of the minors to their communities.
His Royal Highness Oba Mukaila Salako Olokuewu II Adokun of Igan Okoto Yewa North of Ogun State, a leader of one of the host community where mining take place, said they are suffering the impact of mining as it has affected their crop, and the government are not responding to their appeal.
We are suffering for the miners people in our area. We are suffering for that. Look, in my town now, Igaokutu, because of the big company, minor big companies around our area there, calling the Beshe cement factory. It's spoiled many things in my village, my areas, because of the oil pollution, that is pollution coming from there. Touch all our crosses, like cocoa, kaju, and others. And we wrote a letter, we go there, we are not the government that we call to government, we write to the government to help us. The next thing that I talk is that little time that we do what is happened there. Sorry, Kabisi, don't worry.
Dorcas Olarewaju, Voice TV, Nigeria.